It's Christmas Eve, and I'm auditing your channels. Joy.
vidIQ.
vidIQ.
vidIQ.com.
Hello, folks. Welcome to the vidIQ Christmas Eve Channel Audits Livestream. Your host here is Rob. I'm so happy to be here. And that is my YouTube tip on how to destroy a community and alienate viewers in the first 2 minutes. Hello everybody, welcome to Christmas Eve. I am Rob, and my aim is to educate you on your YouTube journey, along with a wonderful guest host today. Travis has decided that since it is Christmas Eve and he has better things to do, he's not going to join us for the channel audits. Actually, he is on holiday, as many of you are, of course, today, joining us for the holidays or whatever festive celebrations you are celebrating, whether it's Happy Hanukkah, Happy Christmas, happy you just get some time off, even though you don't celebrate Christmas. But I am joined today with our wonderful guest host here, Dan, joining us once again. Dan, say hello to the YouTube vidIQ community.
Hello, I'm happy to be here. It's Christmas Eve.
You see the chemistry here. I didn't even ask Dan to be miserable and bar humbug, and he's getting it already. Dan, what I'm going to do is I'm going to let you say hello to the community first, and then as it goes absolutely bonkers, I will try my best. So take it away. Who are we saying hello to this morning, this afternoon, this wherever you are in the world?
We are saying hello to Oh My Dog, Jimmy Hoggs, Connor Pets, DNF Magazine, Piece of Toast, King Set, Zogo. Oh, nope, there it goes. Zogo, there he goes. Lego Studios. We have Alex. We have. But it went. It's gone. It's gone, man. It went.
I will take over. I do love the Oh My Dog channel name. That is a new potential fantastic one. I need to play the music again. All right, I'm saying hello to Galaxy Gamer Brothers, Cartoon Frank, Super Cyan Rainbow. We've also got Weird Wild Pizza. Now I Am Nappy, and I'm only able to pronounce the ones which are short and easy. So Red Ninja, Isaac IO, Cool Dudes Vis. You see, anybody who's got like more than 3 syllables in their username, I've got no chance of saying your name. EllisMart113, that one's too fast. Piece of Toast, I'm just going to say that again because it's such a fantastic username and I can read it. Glocks Jr., Alex Bronze, Stopic Legend, there's one there with Zoo in the name, but I can't read the rest of it. Redemption with a 3 in there. Alex. Thank you all for joining. I've just realised how hard this is to actually say your name. Folks, if you do subscribe to us during the live stream, if you haven't already done that, you will get your lovely name appearing here somewhere that looks a little bit like this. I've just subscribed to my own channel once again, but it'll look like that on screen. Thank you also to all of the moderators who are taking time out of their Christmas vacation to moderate today. Really is appreciated. Folks, these moderators, they don't ask for anything, they volunteer, and they do that every single week. And yeah, just thank you again. Merry Christmas, happy holidays to you, especially for the time you take out of your day every single week to moderate for us. We really do appreciate it. It is the Tuesday vidIQ live stream. What happens generally on a Tuesday is that you submit your channels and we audit them, and we're going to do exactly the same thing this week on Christmas Eve. It might be a little bit different. We're going to maybe take a bit of time to do a couple of other things as well during this live stream, but yeah, and if the live stream continues to rise in concurrent viewers as we always do, we will go into extra time and we will continue doing that as more and more people watch if they do. So what I want you to do, folks, first of all, is as well as the channel description, the video description where you can submit your form, we also open this up to the Twitter feed as well. So what I want you to do, I've been trying to perfect this each week and getting better so that you do share it properly. Share, first of all, hashtag channel audits. I've just had a look on the internet, well, on Twitter. I don't know why I'm saying the internet, but if I search for hashtag channel audits, nobody has used that as a hashtag at all apart from us a couple of months ago. So at the moment, the last time we had anybody use this hashtag was on August the 28th, and we want to claim this hashtag. So for you to have an extra chance of having your channel audited, what I want you to do is, let me get this right in my head, I want you to include the hashtag channel audits, then I want you to share the link to this live stream, And then I want you to share the link to your channel. That is probably the most important part, because if you don't share your link to your channel, it means that we can't find your channel very easily. So if you do all of those things, hashtag channel audits, share our stream link, share your channel link, you get an extra chance of being picked randomly by our channel audit system. Alright, what else happens as well is that you have a link in the video description. If you fill that out, you may get selected for channel audits. How it generally works and how it works this week is that Dan and myself have gone through some of the channels to hand select what we think is a good broad selection of channels to audit first, and then we go into a random selection round where we pick any channel that's submitted, and I have, as always, picked a new random picker which you will get to see later on. Do not ask for audits in the chat, because we will not see them. We don't have time to look at the chat. Our moderators may put you in timeout. Super chats, while very welcome, do not guarantee you an audit, because we do not want to create a financial barrier to this service. If you submit your channel, expect constructive criticism. You think you may have the best channel in the world, but we're looking at it from a growth perspective, and we may suggest that you change things here and there. Also, if you do not have a chance to get your channel audited this week or in future weeks, we try and audit as many as we can, and we've audited probably 1,000 channels this week, considering we audit maybe 20 to 30 channels a week, and we've done 50 live streams this week approximately. Then what I would like you to do is download the vidIQ Chrome extension. Then you get all of these tools down the left hand side, and you can click on channel audit, and this will give you a full breakdown of your channel and what you're doing right, and maybe what you need to change on your channel as well. For example, right now, for some bizarre reason, our tree planting videos are doing quite well with 12,000 views per hour. That is insane. I don't know how we've managed to do that, but it may mean that we want to do a potential follow-up on that content, or something else along the lines of how to contact YouTube directly. That's doing really well in terms of engagement. Videos that are bringing in subscribers, like how to get 1,000 subscribers, how to get watch time. We need to do more tips and tricks on that in 2020. So the channel audit is going to tell you all of these fantastic things that you need to follow, as well as what you're not doing right on your channel. And this all comes from the vidIQ channel audit, which is free to download. Our opinions are based off of first impressions. We're trying to work out what your channel is about in literally a minute or two. If we're struggling and we're actively trying to seek that out, imagine how difficult it might be for your viewer to work out what your channel is about. And the attention span of the average viewer is not very long. They're going to switch off and find what they want from someone else, potentially. And finally, Dan and I will suggest many tips, tricks and advice, as well as all the advice and strategy you'll get from across YouTube and growth experts. If none of that works, that's okay. You've tried what works. Maybe you should go out there and do something crazy different that may find you success on YouTube. The important thing is to test all of these things and see which works for you. With all of the rudimentaries, pleasantries, the things that we normally go through being said, I'm ready to do some channel auditing. Dan, are you ready to do some channel auditing?
Not yet. Let's talk about more things.
Wow, Dan doesn't want to do any channel audits. Well, I'm forcing him to do some channel audits. I'm sharing my screen with Dan now. Can you see my screen?
I can see your screen.
All right, awesome. I just need to click there. Yeah, that's the first channel we're auditing. And now I'm just going to do some transition buttons, which mean we're going to audit the first channel. But you are right, we're going to get onto some non-audity stuff as well throughout this live stream as well. We currently have 175 people watching this, so do make sure to share the live stream. The more people who share, the more people who watch, the longer we'll do the live stream. The first channel we are auditing today is a gaming channel. What's wrong, Dan? Something's hilarious. Dan's
it's coming in hot, man. This channel's coming in hot.
Yeah, I mean, look at this. This guy is being serious. Like, if you don't subscribe to the channel, he's going to delete your Minecraft account. I haven't got a Minecraft account, so I'm clean, but Dan, I think, already has subscribed to the channel. 100 rising as a channel. You're close to 100 subscribers. And I feel as if, given your channel banner, this is in a bit of the Mr. Beast type of theme. He certainly has a similar channel banner, which was something to do with subscribe to my channel or I'll steal your cookies, that type of thing. It's a gaming channel. What are we going to look at here for the gaming stuff is that we have, I think, a Minecraft gun video, then a Fortnite Star Wars event, then Happy Wheels, then you got stuck in a cave on what game I have no clue. Do you know what game that is from the graphics there, Dan? No. And then unlocking a limited edition fidget spinner. Again, I guess that's in Minecraft, and then YouTube Rewind. So 100 Rising. What I would first of all say is that you have a channel that's starting to grow. You've got nearly 100 subscribers, so that's a room full of people. Fantastic. You have some gaming videos, which is good, and there are some videos that are doing slightly better than others. For whatever reason, the YouTube Rewind ones did quite well, actually, and maybe that's because it was trending, theming content. I am going to generally say, though, that with your gaming content, I think you covered 4 different games in the top row of videos. You're going to have to maybe focus and niche down onto one of those games. As we always typically say with gaming channels. And the thumbnails are pretty good, actually. I like the fact that they're relatively simplistic. And you're not using any text, which is another good thing. I think maybe if you're going to show off these weapons and things, what you might need to do is maybe blur out the background a little bit so it still looks like Minecraft, but then the gun is on a lot more focus so we can clearly see that. But yeah, generally speaking, I don't have too many issues with the thumbnails for a relatively new channel. I think titling strategy probably needs a bit of work. Like, I got stuck in a cave. Dan and I don't know what game that is from, so maybe you need to explain the game as well. Game for search reasons, that might be a good idea. Unlocking the fidget spinner, I assume this is in Minecraft because of the background, but again, maybe you just want to include that as for more SEO in the titles. Those are my thoughts, Dan. Are you sort of picking up anything else additionally here other than what I've got?
It seems like you hit all the big ones. I was going to say the same thing about the thumbnails too. I really like the ones that showcase that gun model. Blurring the background is good advice. Even though the backgrounds are the same in those when they do come up, that's okay in this case because the thing in the foreground is what we're looking at. So yeah, if you blur that would be a really easy fix. And it looks like we have some vlogs. So yeah, I see more Minecraft than anything else, and I would encourage you to stick to that. You mentioned if we scroll up a little bit, that game we didn't know what it was. The thumbnail popped up again, and it said this game is the new Minecraft.
Yeah,
the characters on it. So that would be one of my other suggestions. Is if you feel like I'm tired of Minecraft and want to play something else, with gaming channels, it's always good to play something similar. So if you're telling people this game is the new Minecraft, that means you've already kind of picked up on that. You're playing games that people who watch Minecraft will probably also enjoy. Good
point. Yeah, very good point. So if you, as you say, topic jumping can be difficult, but understandably for gamers, there comes a point where you need to start playing a new game. So if you can connect those games together in terms of a genre, that's a really good point. I think this channel has potential. It has nearly 100 subscribers, and they've got some healthy view counts. There's nothing that's really dropping off a cliff in terms of like all of a sudden you're getting 40, 30, 80, 50, 140 views. There's nothing where you have like 10 views or 6 views where something's really not working with your audience. On the flip side, I would say, though, is that you kind of feel as if you're on a plateau right now. You're consistently getting between 50 to 100 views in most videos, but you don't seem to be growing right now in this sense. So I think maybe niching down, concentrating on one of the games, or like looking at that new Minecraft game might be something definitely worth looking at. I audited this channel, by the way, 100 Rising, because they were the first channel to submit for review. I always try and pick the first channel that submits every single week. Now, though, we're going to move on to the next channel, and this one was selected by Dan, and it is DF Hanlon. And Dan actually revealed before we went live that he makes notes, which I think we should all applaud the actual effort being put in there by someone, because Travis and I do not make any notes. We just fly by the seat of our auditing pants. But Dan, what have you got to tell us here about DF Hanlon?
Well, I will say I make notes because I'm still kind of new at this, and there's a lot of channels we look at before we go live, so I just want to keep track of they're just quick little bullet points to remind me of who the heck I'm looking at. And this channel was really interesting to me because they have some very early success.
Yes,
some of their videos, if you check out the most popular ones, have over 2,000 views, and the channel hasn't even hit 1,000 subscribers yet. Which is really interesting.
And it does look to be generally organic. I've had 500 likes from a 2,000 view video. That is really popular. That is really good. So yeah, you're right about that.
Yeah. Some general advice. I like that LeBron thumbnail right there. I think that's really cool. The thumbnails are a bit all over the place. Not a lot of consistency. And we have some red text in the thumbnail, which is in some of the videos showing up okay, but for the most part is kind of one you don't want to do.
Yeah, it kind of works on this white background, doesn't it? But when the backgrounds get busy in any way, it does start to get, and especially this one where it's virtually unreadable, whatever that text is. I think, you are right in that the thumbnails are all over the place. I think the opposite point of view might be the channel's only been around for 2 months, and all of them are custom thumbnails. And like you said, I do like these black ones in particular seem to have a good impact. My question to you, Dan, would be, what do you think the channel's about?
This seems like a channel about doing crazy stuff, just in general. And you could, like the first video you see there is eating 1,000 Mentos. That's not something we do on a regular basis. So my assumption is, okay, so you guys just do crazy stuff all the time, which can definitely work on YouTube. And I would assume that's why we have videos with thousands of views, because people are like, no, they did not. And they click on it. So that's my assumption, is this is kind of a, I don't know what would be the term for it, not a daredevil channel, but
it's like almost like prank sketch challenges type of thing. When I looked at the channel, I saw a lot of basketball stuff. There seems to be a lot of because of a LeBron one, obviously, but there seems to be lots of little basketball references there. And in the about section as well, that does seem to support that. You are the greatest of all time content. I like your enthusiasm and confidence there. I think going forward, you might want to look at this. How you're presenting your channel, like 24-hour challenges, vlogs, basketball. Is it any of those things or all of those things? And it kind of feels like Dan says, it's almost like none of those things, almost really. It's like there seems to be a strong challenge vibe or zaniness out there. So I think maybe a bit of niching going needs to be tried there. But I think the channel has really started off well. You seem to have a really strong community already. You're getting a lot of engagement on your videos, on most of the videos, which is fantastic to see. So I think maybe you want to do, going into 2020, probably another 25 to 50 videos. And then at that point, you're going to work out, my audience reacts best to this, whatever that is, and then focus your channel on there. It looks as if the basketball stuff that you have most of your content on isn't as popular as, Dan, you were noticing here, like the crazy challenges, weird stuff going on, like trying to explode a melon and eating 1,000 Mentos. If that's where this particular channel goes, fantastic, do that. And then maybe if you get into like thousands of subscribers, tens of thousands of subscribers, you can open up a second channel which is related to your basketball stuff, which I think you're really keen on doing. But generally speaking, DF Hanlon, some really good stuff going on there. I would maybe update the channel banner because I have no idea how that explains what the channel's about. It feels as if it's got a Christmas theme right now, and beyond that, I don't know what the channel's about. So maybe at some point you want to update that as well.
It looks nice.
I think congratulations on the start of your channel there. I think you're going to get a confetti of joy there, because I think that's a good channel that's been around for a couple of months and already close to 1,000 subscribers and probably near about 4,000 hours of watch time to start monetizing as well. Next channel is Football Fan Reviews. We've seen a lot of these types of channels recently on our channel audits, and what I noticed here is that you seem to be an Arsenal fan channel, because I just see the Arsenal club badge in most of your thumbnails and talking about the results that they've had and how they're getting a new manager and so on. So I think maybe if you were going to go down the Arsenal fan route, you want to maybe just rebrand your channel a little bit in that sense. However, the one video that's got the most success here was this one about, I think there was some controversy in a recent football match where there was some racism going on with this player. So you were really focusing on a very trending topic, and the video did really well. It looks as if you have a very polarizing opinion about it, because you got a lot of likes and dislikes. There's nothing necessarily wrong with that. If people care about your content, you'd much rather have that than nobody care about your content at all. But it looks as if, generally speaking, you're focusing on Arsenal. So the question is how are you going to differentiate your content from other Arsenal fan channels? There's obviously the very big one, which you're competing with. What we've noticed with creators in this football supporting genre is that if you tell personal stories about your experiences with the club and what's going on. That tends to help. And I think there was one channel where we looked at whenever the actual fan was in the thumbnails with a reaction against maybe the club badge or a player or something, those videos tended to perform better than others. So you might want to think about how you can incorporate yourself a little bit more into the thumbnails and the videos. I just think these ones here are a bit Microsoft PowerPoint, and I don't mean that in an offensive way. It's just like it's very much thumbnails that have been used in the past, and like how does that excite the viewer and get them to click on it? And that seems to be proven where whenever you use this thumbnail here, like you're getting 5 views, 7 views, 13 views, but whenever you use something with a bit more context, like a person's face, those videos and it's like a trending news story, those videos tend to perform better. I've led generally quite strongly with this one because I'm assuming, Dan, you don't know much about football. Am I correct there? Soccer?
Yeah, I don't.
So what we're going to do is we're going to play a little amusing game of American tries to pronounce European football teams, which I've had with my CEO here at vidIQ, which is very hilarious. So, Dan, I would like you to pronounce... Can you see my mouse on screen as I'm moving around?
Unfortunately.
I would like you to pronounce this team here.
Tottenham?
Not bad. Tottenham, close. This one here.
I don't know.
Go on, give it a try.
I don't know. Those letters don't go together like that. You can't do that.
Juventus, next one.
Okay. Lazio?
Not bad, Lazio. Isn't this really fun, folks? We're going to go for this one here.
Everton?
Perfect, spot on, and we'll do this person's name.
Michael.
Michael.
Oh, come on. Arteta?
Arteta.
I missed Arteta.
We'll give you a 5 out of 10 there, Dan. What you want to do maybe next week is find a sport that you're really interested in and like bring up names which I have no clue how to pronounce.
I play games, not sports.
All right, some video games then.
I will say that whenever I see a channel or anything out in the world that like a fan club of something focusing on one team, that's a really good opportunity because you're talking about a niche that has a fan base around it, and people who are fans of sports teams tend to like to get together and talk about these things. So that's a good start.
It is. I think it's clear from the channel's thumbnails that they're following a particular team, but it's just not reflected in the channel art, I think. So I think just making sure that you continue to do that would be helpful. All right, next channel we're going to look at is Rebat. I'm going to call this channel, I may be wrong. 145 subscribers. Dan, I have a sneaky suspicion that you've picked this for a particular reason. What was that reason?
I picked this channel because I was scratching my head over it, and I was scratching my head because some of the videos have more views than subscribers, and I think this person has targeted a really particular niche of people who like to see history laid out in this kind of spreadsheet, where it's kind of an animated graph just going over the years showing population changes, which is really interesting. I like the artwork of these thumbnails because...
I do as well, yeah.
Yeah, it's something visually appealing about it. That said, there's just some obvious things I think we can kind of hit. First of all, there's some Minecraft videos in there. I would get rid of them, private them. They're just not really helping. It seems like your channel's about something else now.
Yeah, good point.
That'd be my first bit of advice. The next bit of advice is if you're going to use text in the thumbnail, no reason to have it match what's going on in the title, you know? So I would, and it's kind of hard to read too, so I'd kind of mix that up a little bit more. And then because some of your videos have more views than subscribers, I was going to suggest finding a way, if you haven't already, to throw some calls of action into your videos. If you're commentating over them, that's easy. If not, maybe just some kind of animation that pops up. Subscribe, because it seems like you have hit something here. People are watching these, so you just want to remind them to hit subscribe.
Yeah. I think you are spot on with I think the channel needs a bit of a rebrand. You started out with Minecraft. You've decided that doesn't work. You're enjoying these data analysis ones. I think almost potentially changing your entire channel name and getting a channel banner there which represents those graphs and analysis would help. I'm aware of this genre of data analysis because I've tried to break into it a little bit with vidIQ, doing like the most subscribed channel type things, and I haven't quite done it yet. There is one channel that you definitely need to take a look at who is absolutely crushing this scene. It's called Data is Beautiful, and this I mean, there's some great similarities here in terms of like how their thumbnails are being used, but I think you can almost see that they're just a little more effective here because they are using text, as you can see down, but it's to the right hand side, so it's not overlaying on the actual graphs, and each of the graphs has like a popular image from the data that they're looking at. But if you just look at these views here, 1,500,000, 9.5 million, 6.5 million. This channel has just taken this genre by storm, and it's probably one of the leading channels in there, if not the leading channel. I think what's helped them is they've tried to jump onto popular trending topics at the time, like recently they did one 5 days ago, which is the most popular sci-fi movies, obviously with Star Wars coming out at exactly the same time. That's a good way to follow those popular trends. So I think just going back to the channel that's looking at this, the Rebat channel, I think they are called, is see if you can find popular things that are going on at certain times of the year. So like going into the new year, maybe you could do a graph on like popular New Year's resolutions, which are the most popular ones over the course of the last 100 years. I don't know if you can even find data on that. And you are focusing on countries and things, which I think is good, but this market is already being fairly saturated very quickly, so you may need to think about slightly different approaches to the data that you're looking at. But I think in terms of the thumbnails, they're generally good, but maybe you just need a little bit of tweaking to take them to the next level. But some really good stuff there to begin with, and you're focusing on a niche, which is fantastic to see. And as Dan rightly pointed out, more views and subscribers is always a good sign that YouTube is starting to share your content with a wider audience. And I think it just would take one of these videos to pop to take you to the next level. You've just got to think of all of the different avenues you can look at. But Data is Beautiful is definitely the channel that you can use as like your reference point, like where are they going? Maybe you can do things that are similar to them, but like maybe a different look at the data or a slightly different data set to give you like the unique angle there. All right, we're going to move on to, so we're going to move on to something a little different here now. We are going to go back to audits, don't worry about that. But what I wanted to do is I've been doing a couple of polls here on the vidIQ channel, and I just wanted to get your answers here to some of the questions. So the first question that I asked our community a couple of days ago was, it is a holiday season. It is a time of receiving gifts or like buying gifts for yourself or whatever. And I was just wondering how, if any of you folks out there are getting some YouTube upgrades over the Christmas period. And so I did a poll, and it looks as if most people are trying to get some software over the Christmas period, whether it's a video editing software or graphics editing, that type of thing. But I would like to know, just in the chat here, folks, what are you getting for Christmas? And we're going to read out some of these things in the chat. Just very quickly, what I'm doing is I'm trying to update my window dressing in the background here, so you can see I'm trying to get some new props and things. We've got a big Captain America shield there, Iron Man helmet, and a Stormtrooper helmet. So yeah, I'm trying to spruce things up a little bit in the background. Dan, what is your YouTube thing that you're targeting this Christmas?
Well, I just recently got as an early gift a new monitor.
Okay.
So I needed a new monitor. That was nice. And just computer parts. It's been a couple of years now since I updated my PC. So that's been my wish list for a while.
So it's the equipment driving your video editing that you're requiring. So the people who are talking here in the chat are somebody wants a new car. I'm not sure how that's going to help you with your YouTube channels, unless you're a car channel, obviously. Red Ninja is getting some Lego. I would like a Millennium Falcon. I've decided I want to build a Lego Star Wars Millennium Falcon over Christmas. I do hope my girlfriend got that. I hope she's listening in the background because she's now on holiday. Other people are getting microphones and mic filters. Mr. Big Builds is getting a video card. Lolo Creates is getting a microphone. Other people getting hardware. Software for Awesome Blue Ninja. New headset for Biohazard Gaming. Redemption wants to get a girlfriend for Christmas. Remember, they are usually at least for a few months potentially not for life. Just remember that if that's the type of thing that you want for Christmas. Editing software. Somebody wants 1,000 subscribers for Christmas. I hope you're getting close. Dan XBG Gaming wants a gaming chair. Interesting side question here, Dan. I've been thinking about getting a new chair for ages. I have this one that I got from Craigslist for $20. Super comfortable, and I keep thinking I want to get a gaming chair. And then I realise whenever I sit in one in Staples or wherever, I think they're actually not that comfortable. So should I get a new chair, or should I just stick with a one that I'm really comfortable with?
I mean, if you don't think gaming chairs are comfortable, I definitely wouldn't get one of those then.
I mean, they look cool, but every time I sit in one, I think
I think that's their appeal.
Yeah.
They look cool, but are they comfortable? You're sitting at your computer for how long every day, and you're going to hurt your back because it looks cool? You know what I mean?
So there's some top YouTube tips there. Get a chair that's comfortable, upgrade. Not cool.
Yeah, but take care of your back.
Thanks, moderator Super User Tech Mod, saying that Staples is busted. I assume that's in the UK. I'm not surprised. Staples in the UK was a terrible store. What else have we got here? Who else is buying some stuff? Windows 10, headphones, OBS. That's free, so you don't need to buy that one. Microphone, editing software, Minecraft, gaming mouse. Wow. That is CDub582, who's doing a massive upgrade on their stuff this Christmas. And we'll do one final thing. That is Yuri Smith, who's getting music and equipment, but he wanted to shout out the fact that he's getting that stuff. So hope you enjoyed all of the gear and stuff that you're getting for Christmas. Stay tuned for I would say, massive Christmas, New Year's gift that's coming to you from vidIQ in the new year. Stay tuned for that. All right, let's get back to some auditing stuff. I'm going to share my screen once again with Dan, and let's make sure that you can see my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
All right, okay. And now what I'm going to do is, hopefully, this has worked. So let me share this. Oh, look at all that. Oh, we haven't got that many. All right, but we're going to choose one anyway. So I asked you folks to share your stream, share your channel and this stream in the Twitter feed, and I asked you to include hashtag channel audits. That's a crucial thing to include, because that means you get onto this list, but it's not that long. We haven't got many of it's been... Oh, hang on. I stand corrected. We've got absolutely loads. I was just looking at the list wrong. Right, Dan. So what I'm going to do is ask you to close your eyes, and I'm going to scroll up and down this list. Let me choose the latest. That will help me.
I think you shared the wrong screen with me, by the way.
What are you seeing? You're seeing my Twitter screen, correct?
No, I'm seeing that and everything else. Like
right.
Labs and
all right, yeah. Okay, let me try that again. Sorry, technical issue. That is my fault, Dan. You are indeed right. I need to share. Is it that screen? Can you now see my Twitter screen?
Yes.
All right. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm scrolling up and down, and one of you is randomly going to get selected for auditing. So Dan, whenever you're ready, tell me to stop.
Okay. Stop.
All right, we are stopping on Toy Spotlight. Thank you for sharing the stream, and now you get a channel audit for that. Toy Spotlight. Okay, this looks like it's about Transformers. As I look at the channel, you got 20 subscribers. You have 3 videos, so you've just joined YouTube. Welcome to YouTube. I think let's pick out some of the key fundamental things that this channel is doing right, Dan, as a channel that has just joined YouTube. And that is they've got a channel banner, which is good, and it tells me immediately that it's about toys. Maybe to enhance this, they would want to put a value proposition. Is it specifically about Transformers, or is it about toys in general? That might be something I want to know as a new user. Dan, what would be the next thing that you think the channel's doing right as a completely new creator?
The channel trailer has a really cool intro animation. Like, it's a brand new channel, and it's...
There we go.
Boom, explosion in your face. All right.
Oh, less than 5 seconds as well, which is good.
Okay, so now you're speaking my language. Open with the pets every time. I don't know what your channel's about.
I was going to say Toy Spotlight, man stroking cat. Interesting start. but yeah, I mean, generally, like a good intro. We've got this is not specifically a channel banner, but at least when a person visits their channel, they're kicking off with a video, so viewers have something to watch. You're already using custom thumbnails, which is brilliant for a channel that's just started on YouTube. With just 3 videos, you've already got custom thumbnails. Excellent. I think the thumbnails generally are relatively simple. which means that they shrink down and look fine. And it looks as if, to begin with, your strategy, is Transformer versus style videos, which I think is absolutely fine. I think you've very niched down to a specific audience, which is Transformer fans, probably interested in collecting memorabilia, and maybe how do they compare to each other. So that's like a really specific target audience to begin with. I like to see that. With 3 videos, 20 subscribers, that's a room full of people. Almost all of your videos are getting like either your subscriber count or beyond, which is great to see. So I think confetti of joy for this channel that is so new but is doing so well. Is there anything, Dan, that you would suggest as perhaps like one improvement that the channel may want to do just in the next few videos?
Well, I don't know a whole lot about Transformers or toys, so I can't say if the titles or anything like that are descriptive enough or not, because it would seem like they're kind of working.
Yeah, I mean, including Transformers and then like a character name, that seems to be fine to begin with.
Yeah, what's the about section look like?
Yeah, let's have a look at the about section.
Oh.
So they've got a bit there. Nice little copper disclaimer attempt there. Nothing wrong with that. But I would say if you're going to maybe change the about section, just tell the viewer exactly what they're going to get from this. Like, I think you're telling us the what, but not necessarily the why. So the why might be you should watch this channel because if you have an interest in Transformers, you want to see which is the best Transformer, then subscribe to our channel. I mean, you probably need to work it out a little bit more than that. I was very quickly said. But yeah, I think just from that setup, the 3 thumbnails, the channel banner, the fact that every single video is about Transformers, I think you're already onto a winning start. And you just need to push out maybe 50 to 100 videos. Keep an eye out on like the Transformer news. If there's any trending topics that allows you to just jump into that space, make sure you cover those videos as well. But yeah, I think good start, Toy Spotlight, and hopefully by next Christmas you'll have enough influence to maybe persuade people to buy things that you're promoting on your channel, and you can get affiliate links and that type of thing. Let's move on to the next. Sorry, go on, Dan.
Sorry, it is the day before Christmas. If you have a little bit of time left, if you want to try and get a Christmas video out, if
you want to try and crank out a Christmas video that tells people to buy a toy within the next hour, I mean, wow, that could be exactly that could be a start.
Those last minute shoppers, and it's a whole
very, very, very last minute shoppers. Right, next channel is You Plant Tube. Did I pick this one or did you pick this one, Dan? I'm trying to remember.
I did not put this one.
Okay, I think I picked this channel. Because this is an example of a channel which in another generation of YouTube channels was ultra successful. Nearly 6,000 subscribers. But if you just scroll down to this point here where they had an 18-month break. So they were making videos 2 years ago. They took a break, come back 5 months later. But then if we scroll down a little further, like when the channel was around like 6 years ago, look at the view counts. 17,000, 3,500, 60,000. I think there's one here with 500,000 views somewhere. So this channel, if it continued to do what it was doing all those years ago, it could be one of the premier gardening channels on YouTube. Unfortunately, whether life intervened or for whatever reason, the channel just wasn't that... sort of faded away for a couple of years. Now you find yourself in a situation where you have 6,000 subscribers and each of the videos are getting a few hundred views, and that's unfortunately not surprising considering how your channel has not evolved over those years. And I would also say that maybe your calls to action before weren't that good because you were getting views in the tens of thousands, and yet your channel only has 6,000 subscribers. So maybe something wasn't quite going on there. What I'm going to say now is that your channel needs to start thinking about how it's going to work in 2020. That's going to mean a bit of a new strategy. Try and think about what gardening enthusiasts on YouTube are going to be searching for in January in 2020. So is that like how to protect your plants or whatever you're growing in the winter period, or what are you preparing to plant in 2020? I think when you look at these videos like how to grow broccoli in a container, is that what people are searching for gardening wise 2 days before Christmas? I don't know. I'm asking you the question now. I don't know if that's right or wrong. I think if you were going to pitch it towards the audience now, it might be how to grow broccoli for your Christmas festive lunch. I think that might add a bit more SEO to it in that sense. Thumbnail wise, you got to think of your thumbnails being the hero of the video, and to a certain degree they are, in the sense that you're blowing the images up nice and clear, but then you have this green text in here, which, is it serving a purpose? Do you need complete guide in the thumbnail? I'm not sure. It could be that you just have a much closer, beautiful image of radish, and then you can include a complete guide and in capitalized letters in the title. I think that might have a bit more emphasis on the thumbnails. And then maybe you might have to look at, is there anything that's doing particularly well for the sample size that you've got here? Because I think anything beyond, anything after this video, all of these videos, I don't think you can really consider them part of your channel anymore, just because they're so old, and I think the audience has either escaped or it's just like a new audience. So you have to think about how these 7 or 8 videos are where you're going to take your channel forward. I've said a lot about gardening here with no knowledge of gardening, Dan. Is there anything else that you may maybe add to this?
In terms of gardening, yeah, I also do not know what people are searching for, but probably really good advice. And I would, the first thing I see is these thumbnails with the green text, and I'm kind of like, I can't read what that really says. It's kind of blown out and hard to see, because we're talking about a green vegetable. So this might be a rare case where red text looks a little bit better, but I wouldn't do that either. But yeah, I think you're right. I think it's time to reevaluate where to take this channel, see what your competition's doing, because gardening is going to be, a whole big section on YouTube. So you obviously have a garden, which is a great start. Figure out ways to present it now. You might not even have to physically change really the way you're doing things. It's just about presentation.
Well, so I do wish you PlantTube the best of luck in kind of returning to YouTube and hoping to regrow the channel compared to the phenomenal success that you were having earlier on. Like, your channel's almost got 2 million views, so you were doing something that was right in the past, but it's just maybe the things that you were doing then almost certainly don't work on YouTube anymore because of the influx of creators, and the way that YouTube platform works today is a lot different to how it used to work back in 2012-13. Moving on to Neon Blue Slime. Nearly 100 subscribers for you, sir, and I'm seeing some Minecrafty stuff going on here with Legend of Zelda in Minecraft. That's interesting.
Yeah, I think that's it's probably an adventure map, which is just a map you kind of play through that someone built, and I think I haven't played that myself.
So we have what looks to be a Minecrafty type channel, I would say. I think the usual problems here with text in the text in these ones, even if I use a magnifying glass, I can't read what any of them say. And I guess if you're going to use like a Zelda in a thumbnail, you probably want to see a lot more Zelda themed type of objects and maybe weapons in there to again reinforce for the viewer that yes, this is actually Zelda in Minecraft, because Zelda in Minecraft seems really fascinating. But I don't know if this is this blue person. Is that a character in Minecraft, Dan, or is that maybe a custom character?
That is their avatar,
right? Okay.
I'm getting that because their name is Neon Blue Slime, and then there is a neon blue character in every thumbnail, just about.
Yeah, so I feel as if that might be a little distracting a little bit from the thumbnail itself. If is a video about parkour? Or is it about your character in parkour? I'm not sure about that. And again, red text in thumbnails. Maybe experiment with taking text out of your thumbnails just to see how that looks. And I think generally speaking, the thumbnails can be, although they are simplistic in one sense, they're also a little bit busy. So if you just look at all of these thumbnails, is there one single thumbnail here that stands out to you and like your eyes are drawn to a particular object or focus of something? And if I was to pick one here, I'm maybe going with that one because there's some sort of interesting. I don't know,
That's what I was going to say.
Pumpkin octopus person, or maybe this one because it's kind of like an interesting symmetry or design to the thumbnail. But all of the other ones are just like a bit muddy in terms of their representation. So I think focusing your thumbnail on a particular object or hero is going to help you going forward. And then again, I think all of it, in many of the titles, you don't actually use the word Minecraft. It's all high pixels minigames, racing, waggy, 98 in parkour. I assume these are all built along a Minecraft mod or game, so I think including that in the titles would help you as well. Dan, you picked this one. I'm sorry I've led on this one, but
okay.
what do your notes say about this one?
You're not going to let me live those notes down. I wanted you to check out the most viewed video because I noticed something.
Oh, okay. This is where notes can be really helpful because you've found something that I've probably glossed over completely.
You give me crap about my notes.
All right, okay.
Other than the older vlogs here, the first Minecraft video you see is a mod showcase.
Yeah.
And when it comes to Minecraft being so big on YouTube, this is the kind of advice I always give channels focusing on a big game is figure out what the community is doing. And in Minecraft's case, it's modding. So pick a mod pack and showcase it, review it, etc. And that did really well for you relative to a lot of your other Minecraft videos. So, and you didn't have your character in there. A better thumbnail would have probably helped a lot though. And because it just kind of looks like a screenshot from the game that isn't anything in particular. But I just wanted to point that out because when you're talking about a game like Minecraft, it is super hard to break in 2020. So you really need to focus on really niche sectors of Minecraft. It's huge. So it's actually really easy to do because there's so many fan bases within Minecraft itself.
I like the text works a little better on these thumbnails as well, even though there probably is a bit too much text on them.
Yeah, I did not note that, but what is interesting is that your character actually seems to be serving a lot more of a purpose in these thumbnails, where they're pointing at something, they're doing something, and it draws your eye to what's going on. There's a really good use of shadows and lighting in those particular thumbnails.
Yeah, I agree. All right, so Neon Blue Slime, we wish you the best luck. Maybe focusing on mods and what the community is up to in Minecraft going forward.
And I think I noted for the About section, just fill that out a little bit more. A little more confidence would go a long way. And just tell people why they're subscribing to you, even if it feels like kind of silly to mention. You're coming here to check out my Minecraft gameplay reviews, etc. That's the kind of stuff that people are wondering. Well, what is the channel literally about? And it might be obvious to you because of the videos you're putting out, but it helps to put that in the About section.
I think this is always a funny thing because I used to do this when I was a child. Like you'd always be not quite so sure about what you're writing about, so you're like, at least I think that I hope I do this and etc. I think in YouTube people want to see confidence. I would just delete this. At least I think they are, and say I make awesome videos about Minecraft mods that you will want to learn more about. Make sure that you mention the viewer, like what are they going to get out of the channel.
Right.
Let's move on to Too Old to Grow Up. I love this channel for a couple of reasons. First of all, I'm a child of the 80s, so obviously I'm going to have a nostalgic feel to this. You have 12,000 subscribers, so you're already a well-established channel, which is brilliant to see. What I see from most of your videos is that you tend to get about 10% of your subscriber base watching most of your videos. At 2,000, 1,500, and you don't seem to have any real breakout videos. Now, there's nothing necessarily wrong with that. It means that you have just a nice community, which is great. I do feel though as if with these videos there may be potential breakout videos, and I think it's just sometimes the delivery of the thumbnails may help you. For example, logos then and now. I can see that we've got the Apple logo here, and then what looks to be like a really weird, strange old Apple logo. But I think that needs to be presented perhaps in more of a... who is the big channel that does this? I think it's Brightside, who have these really funky, bright, one side and another side type of thumbnails where it's like then and now. And I think that could be really much more effective. Let's have a look. Like that one.
Yeah.
I think if you did it if you presented some of the thumbnails like that, I think it would be much more impactful. Which means that going back to your thumbnails, you probably just want to simplify it a little bit. So I think maybe the logo needs to be maybe a little shorter. Do you need the branding in there? I'm not quite so sure, because another thing is that the timestamp is removing a lot of text on your branding, so I think that doesn't serve a purpose at all. So I think just maybe looking at other channels who are really good with thumbnails may help you. Don't get me wrong, the thumbnails are generally good. I just think the execution on some of these isn't quite right. Another thing I would look at here is that these top Christmas present things I think are good, but I would try and approach it in a slightly different logic. Instead of doing part 1, part 2, part 3, I would say top 10 toy presents or top 10 electronic presents, and kind of look at it from that point of view rather than trying to make it episodic. Because again, if I see this video that's top 10 Christmas presents part 3, am I going to have to watch part 1 and part 2 first to understand where we are in part 3? So I think kind of separating your videos out a little bit more will be helpful. And I think also, did I sort by most popular? And that gave me a little bit of indication to something. Yeah, it did. So something that seems to work on your channel is listicles. Whenever you use the number 5, like that seemed to do pretty well, or top 10s, those seem to do well as well. But again, looking at your videos, other than these top 3 here, you've only got videos that are kind of getting tens of thousands of views. So I think there's potential here to do even better on the channel. And it looks as if generally when you have more simple thumbnails, they tend to work better. I mean, there's a bit of text in there, but it seems to be working okay. And it looks as if it's a British channel as well, from what I can gather here, with a bit of an American influence in there. I think a good channel though, Dan, especially one that's in this sort of retro genre, they're being really hard to break into, but have established themselves with 12,000 subscribers. Is there anything you've spotted here as I've just been scrolling up and down the thumbnails and chatting away?
These are typically not channels that I gravitate to on YouTube. That said, one thing I will say about some of the thumbnails is, and my first impression was, okay, their logo's in every thumbnail, and their logo is really cool. I actually really like it a lot. And I was wondering if maybe the logo is just distracting.
It is, yeah, it's a good logo, but it's just a bit busy, isn't it, I think?
Yeah. And it's hard for me to sit here and say, well, you should never do that. You should never put your logo in your videos, because people do that and it works. I think the reason your logo is distracting me is because there is a lack of saturation in the rest of the image. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, and it's hard with old movie posters, but if we could somehow boost the colors of those, I think your logo would not be the most colorful thing there, and I'd kind of be able to see what's going on. The movie props one to the left there is a good example. If we had a little more contrast and could boost those whites a bit more, that Wilson volleyball would stand out a lot better, and it would be more clickable, in my opinion.
Yeah. And I think, again, just how your thumbnails could be a little more teasing. Like, I like in these ones where it's top Christmas presents and you include a Game Boy. That's enough for me. You don't need to show anything else. Whereas here, there's like 3 games. Maybe you just want to show one of those games. But then in this one, with British phrases that confuse the rest of the world, you've not included any phrases. So maybe including one phrase is again going to entice a viewer to click a little bit more. But as I say, generally speaking, I think the concept is good. You definitely know your target audience, and you have a strong community, because I love the fact that you're jumping through a lot of different topics here, going from British phrases to video games to Christmas presents, but there doesn't seem to be any duds. There's no videos that suddenly have like 200 views. So it looks as if your existing audience is pretty well engaged, but maybe you're just not bringing in a wider audience enough of a time with the way you're pitching your content. But that is too old to grow up. Congratulations on your channel there. Right, the next one is going to be, love a banner as well. Although, interestingly, how does the logo connect with the banner? Because what is this TNT? Is that a video series? That's because I can't read it there, so I'm not sure. So I'm not sure
could read it in another one. And when it was blown up, I really liked it. But I'm just realizing now the logo didn't match the channel's overall logo. Just kind of. I
still can't read. So I'm not sure how the
on
logo.
On most viewed, it was.
Oh.
Yeah. It was on another page. There.
Tea and toasty savory. That's really confused me now. I don't know. Maybe you just did your channel banner and your logo a year ago, and since then you've rebranded and forgot that you have this stuff here. Anyway, we digress. Let's move on to the next channel, which is Nick Burnam. 1,500 subscribers here. All right. So I'm just going to quickly say this, and I'll let Dan lead with the rest of it. Tutorials on what? Reviews on what? Travel films. How does that connect to the first 3 things that you do in your channel? And because you do tutorials and reviews and travel films, I personally already think you're trying to do too much as a video creator. So I think you maybe need to niche down into one of those areas. That's my thoughts. Dan, what are you thinking about this one?
Definitely that. There's a very recent pivot here that I wanted to address.
Yes,
because
okay.
We are going from first-person shooter gaming to becoming a photography channel. And the channel trailer, when I clicked on this, started playing, and it's that how to edit one right there at the top. It was just a photo editing, I think a Lightroom tutorial. And it was very engaging, like right off the bat. It's just you sitting there like, I'm going to show you how to go from this to this. And it seems like you kind of have a really good grasp on that stuff. So it seems like a good pivot. However, my point is, I think we should get rid of the Call of Duty or whatever game that is. I think we should just private. So
maybe private all of this jazz here, which was from like 6-7 years ago.
Yeah, it's old content. It's not really doing anything for you anymore. And I think it's time to, I don't think you have to make a new channel. Just, save those for yourself in an archive somewhere. That'd be my first bit. Some of the thumbnails are kind of cool, but there's a lot of red text going on that's hard to read, and that can be a bit tough. And overall, I'm intrigued because it's one on the far top left one. It looks like you're about to smash a drone. It looks like this channel's starting to like get a good grip on where it's going.
If you know
I really appreciate that.
Which videos get the most views? Generally speaking, from the small sample size we have here, it's this one with 800 views, this one with 300 views, this one with 230. That one didn't do quite as well, but generally speaking, what do all of these thumbnails have in common?
There's no text in those thumbnails.
No text, and it's really focusing on one particular object, which I think is really good. So maybe think about that. I mean, even like this one, maybe you don't need how to edit in there. Maybe you need to explain what's going on in the title, but not in the thumbnail.
Only because I saw that video start already. I can tell you from just looking at that thumbnail, a good alternative to that would be to split the screen and show the before on one half and the after on the other. Photographers do that a lot.
Absolutely. Yeah, good point. And the final thing I just noticed here was that you did a video on the AlphaLeets application, which seemed to do okay. But then you only did one video on it. Maybe a lot of tutorial style channels find their base on a particular program, whether it's like Camtasia or Filmora. I've never heard of AlphaLeets, so maybe you could become one of the premier video creators of teaching people how to use this application. I'm just going to search for it because I'm interested now if I can actually spell this correctly. AlphaLeets, is that it? Okay, let's do a quick search on that. So it looks as if there's some potential here. I'm just seeing if there's any smaller channels. What is it? I think is it a piece of software?
I don't know.
That looks like clothing now. I'm really confused.
Yeah, it looks like an athletic wear.
Have I just got completely mixed up here? Yeah, I've really confused myself now. Have I spelled that wrong? Is this one of these classic Wilson moments where I've just... AlphaLeet, yeah. Video replica. Interesting. I don't have spelled it right. All right, I'm going to try this one more time. Video, there we go. Right. So, yeah, this is what I'm talking about here. Channel with 150 subscribers, 20,000 views. Channel here with 68 subscribers, 11,000 views. There appears to be a potential here to become the thought leader in this maybe niche application, but there are people searching for it. So I think maybe you could do a series on that video, on that program. Absolutely. Yeah, look at so many channels here with not many subscribers, plenty of views. Like you could do like the 2020 version of this application if it still exists. That's right. Because it is 11 months old, so I don't know if it's changed or is something else, but given that it was like, if you'd done like maybe 4 or 5 videos on that, you could have been getting maybe like 1,000 views per video on that topic. And the last thing I would say is ignore your sub count. I feel as if you're starting your channel a little bit from scratch, so you kind of have to put yourself in a position of you maybe got 200 to 300 engaged subscribers on your channel rather than what it says here. All right, I'm going to go back to another poll question here because I did send another one out to my audience. Let's just get down on the main screen again. Well, not just yet. The question I was going to ask you. So the question I asked, and we had 4,000 votes on this one. Will you be making YouTube videos in 2020? And the reason I asked that is because of COPPA's coming up. Are you feeling a little disillusioned with your channel? Or have you been watching these live streams throughout 2019 and you've now decided, you know what, Rob, I'm actually going to start my channel. So I just want to know what your general thoughts are as a community about whether or not you're going to continue making videos in 2020. And if you are, like a changing strategy and so on, do let us know in the comments. Dan, what are your thoughts on your YouTube journey in 2020?
I've been slowly, just in December, kind of testing some things on my own channel, and I'm still, because I'm a gaming channel, and I'm trying to kind of figure out what my next game is, what the next thing I'm going to kind of dive into. Right. So I've been testing different things, and I'm hoping for 2020 I can pick that game, and at least for a good chunk of the year, kind of become the dude for that one.
What are the contenders right now?
Well, Islands is the big contender. It's a survival exploration kind of game, and it just released on Steam. It's been in beta for a while.
We looked at this last week, and it begins with a Y, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. So
yeah. It actually came up in one of these channel audits recently, and it was funny because I knew it had just come out and why that person was kind of doing those videos. So that's one of the games I'm kind of playing with a little bit. There is, of course, Minecraft's like a big staple for me, so I'm always kind of looking at different mods and things that I enjoy playing. And there's a couple random, really unknown indie games, and in the past, some of those have done pretty well for me. I have one video in particular that blew up at its time, so I kind of did it to death until I couldn't stand the game anymore. But yeah, that's where I'm at.
All right, people in the chat are saying, and there seems to be a lot of gamers out there, people are going to be playing Minecraft or the Star Wars games here. Some people are still not sure what Copper is, or Cooper, I think somebody said here. Do a search for COPPA, and you'll get a lot of information about Copper and the FTC and how that's going to affect YouTube in 2020. We've done a lot of videos on it ourselves. Again, Battlefront 2 seems to be coming up here. Star Wars, Fallen. Some people doing Destiny. I think one of our moderators gave us a very in-depth description of what they're going to do. I'm just trying to find it in the chat, but it's already gone because the chat is going so fast. Well, it was HFS Artist who says they were going to do like a live stream a week and daily videos, and they were ready to kick YouTube's butt, which was a great attitude we would love to see. It looks as if most people are going to carry on with their YouTube channels, which I guess is the obvious thing to say, considering you are watching this live stream and you want to know how to grow your channel. But yeah, I mean, we wish everybody all of a look in 2020, and I would just continue to say, no matter how bad YouTube might have been for you as a video creator, maybe in the past, or the struggles you've had, there is still nothing that comes close in the video distribution platform to what YouTube can do for a creator, given that billions of people use it, and all it takes, you could make 1,000 videos and you could spend 5 years doing it, but all it takes is one video to go boom, and then it's how you react to that video. Do you decide to make more content on what your YouTube's audience tells you that you're loving, and so on. So I do hope you all keep continuing to make YouTube videos to spread an message that impacts your audience, and I hope that we can help you however way we can, whether it's through the audits or the vidIQ tools or the other thing that's coming in the new year. we can put the signposts in the road to help you on your journey. But as it is all probably complete waffle to you, because all you're saying in the chat now is please audit my channel, we'll get back to doing some more of that. So I will share my screen again. Dan, can you see your screen? Can you see my screen there?
Yes.
Right. The next channel we are going to look at is, let me just press my buttons to get onto the right screen. It is Diana Jenkins. Congratulations on a huge Christmas present for you, which is 100,000 subscribers. And you've got a very simple value proposition here, which is stay weird. What I see from the thumbnails is this is definitely a personality channel. It's all about you and how you're reacting to the world, which means that you can take your audience on a journey wherever you want to take them. And this is how a lot of video creators who want to start on YouTube see their favorite YouTubers doing this and that and whatever they want to do, and they try and follow suit. But the problem is, and I think somebody said this in the live chat as we were starting, I think it was the Urban Explorer who said, just remember that famous YouTubers are famous, you are not, and that can change the type of content that you do. So this channel is doing whatever they want to do, and they're doing it fantastically well. Look at this, 100,000 subscribers, 20,000 views, 40,000 views, 25,000 views. They've got a really strong community, and it's working well for them. Things that I would note here is, look at the thumbnails here at the top. There's a lot of text, yes. We may argue that you want maybe a little less text and so on, but I think it's working for this channel. However, what I will say is if we look at the oldest videos on this channel, look at the evolution in the thumbnails. These ones are a lot more faded, grainy thumbnail images. The text was nowhere near as effective. But when we go to the most recent ones, look at how much more vibrant and colourful and how much more you see the hero of the thumbnails here. Really is effective. It's a really good way of showing like an evolution of a thumbnail creator. And these channels do, this channel is doing really well. One other thing I will notice for the channel, because you may be saying, yeah, I'm doing really well, but is there any way I can improve my channel? What it looks to me is that when you do listicles, your channel does really well. Like the 10 weirdest things, the 10 weird ways. So that was a really good thing for you, getting like over 1 million views there. And every time you do a listicle type format, those are your most popular videos. You may already know this, and you may have decided, yeah, but I want to make other content because that's what stimulates me as a video creator. That's fine, but I think if you want to go back to the things that really work for your channel, these could be things. And maybe you could tie them into like the time of year, like the top Christmas things, the top crazy Irish Christmas things that maybe people do, because you're weighing heavily on your Irish roots, which I think is brilliantly used as well. Again, it brings in the personality. An Irish girl tries is also something that works really well with your titling strategy as well. So I think keeping that in there with your content is great. I think just as a small sample size, when you use the title here, my PO box was robbed, versus including Irish girl reacts or does something, that video just performed a little worse than the other ones. So that was just a small thing that I noticed there as well. But generally speaking, I think considering you got 100,000 subscribers, you're going to get the confetti of joy here. Dan, is there anything else that you noticed there as I just went through the channel pretty quickly?
No, this is one of those cases where I look at the channel and go, well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I don't have any...
Yeah, I think that's right for like 90% of it. It's just little tweaks here and there that I was spotting.
Yeah. I like what you pointed out about how the My PO Box was robbed. That title was so short and didn't have any of the usual, things you do with your titles, and therefore its views were lower. So yeah, I think you pointed out a lot of good stuff.
I think also I would mention another thing that we can't really show you here on the audit is, folks, probably I would watch the content. Because my guess is that the reason this channel is so successful and their content is shared a lot is that they probably have very high audience retention from these 10-minute plus videos. So watch these videos and see what makes you watch for longer if you're enjoying the content. I'm sure there's probably stuff in there, but it's just not something that we can really investigate in a channel audit. So Diana Jenkins, congratulations, of course, on hitting 100,000 subscribers. And we'll move on to the next channel, which is Vanilla Gorilla Beast. Dan, I'm going to let you lead on this one to begin with. I know you didn't choose this channel, but like first impressions, what are you seeing here?
I'm seeing sheer chaos. Just absolute annihilation in every single one. I don't know what's going on. It looks like there's some reactions, channel trailers, so I'm going to guess this is a reaction channel, just out of the, it says reviewer right there, so There you go. Horror reviews blue. Okay, so the text at the very bottom of the banner was just about lost, not because you scrolled down, but because it's just kind of buried. And that's I think a really important thing, because that's what you're telling me I'm about to watch. So just to note that. I mean, it looks like the text is kind of the champion in these thumbnails, which kind of works. There's a lot though. They're all very, very busy. Overall though, how many subscribers is it?
I think it's just nearly 2,000 subscribers.
Almost 2,000. The views are doing really good. So that is a good thing. What is their most popular video?
Let's start by most popular. Let's have a look-see. We are looking at a video about Full Moon Movie Collection. There's something interesting
5 years.
To point out. Yeah, that's some older videos there. I wonder if creator redid the thumbnails for the older videos, or
I was going to say, why are the thumbnails from 5 years ago so consistent with the ones from today?
Yeah,
so I'd be curious to see if that did anything for your views, because it looks like you put a lot of time into these.
Yeah,
boy, for me, I know that this is not the kind of channel I would watch in general. So it is, from that perspective, hard for me to say what would make me watch, because I don't really watch movie reviews for the most part. But yeah, I don't know. Let's see, those videos right there. Oh, okay. I see now. We took a break and now we're just coming back.
Oh.
11 months ago.
Oh, sorry. I thought you meant the live stream went offline for a second.
No, I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah, I see now. Yeah, I didn't even notice that.
I'm scratching my head over the views on these 3 videos, and I wasn't looking at the time so
the audience has abandoned the channel a little bit. Yeah.
Yes. So, okay. Then I think that's a good opportunity to maybe try some new things, because I'm noticing these thumbnails on the newer videos are a little bit different from the ones you used to do. And it would just seem like the ones you used to do worked a little bit better, just from that perspective.
I'm going to say this. I'm going to try and phrase this correctly and then explain it as best as I can. I think these thumbnails are fantastically terrible. And what I mean by that is that the creator is almost spending too much time on the thumbnails, creating these wonderful cartoonized versions of a horror channel that they're looking at, but they're just completely overdone. All of these thumbnails, when you shrink them down to this size, like if I just leave the thumbnail here, where are your eyes drawn to in terms of the thumbnails? And I'm going down here, maybe not necessarily because of a lady, but because it's a much simpler thumbnail versus up here, where there's so many objects and text and things going on in the thumbnails that my eyes just can't focus on anything. So I'm losing the story that you might be trying to tease in the thumbnail because there's just so much going on. I think that's a good thumbnail as well, this one here.
Yeah.
But they just feel right now as if they're completely overproduced. I might be wrong about this. I don't know.
Well, the reason I was hesitant is because I'm seeing some good views compared to the subscriber count. Yeah. And I didn't want to say stop doing thumbnails this way, but then when I see the videos are 3 years old, they could have accumulated those views over a very long period of time. And I just wonder if more simplistic thumbnails, just try it out. It looks like you're just kind of getting back into this. So I would definitely try to simplify your thumbnails a bit.
I think just as an experiment, just because are you manually drawing these each time, or are you using some software to try and?
I wonder if it's software.
They look amazing, but they're just not. They're not thumbnails. I think as artwork, they are fantastic, but as YouTube thumbnails, I think there's so much context being lost because you're trying to cram so much detail into them. And I think that's where maybe the creator is just falling down a little bit. So, I mean, just test it. Just test spending half the amount of time you usually would on a thumbnail and include no more than 3 objects of focus. For example, let's have a look at this thumbnail here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's like 8 different elements to this thumbnail. There's a character, this bang icon, whatever the character that is, a season number, a genre-defining sticker, text, and then
also it's
an
an hour long.
Yeah. So maybe it's too long as well. Then there's ones that are 50 seconds long.
As far as reviews go, I don't know what the standard practice is, but I don't think an hour-long review is something people will click on out of the gate. That's quite a commitment for a review.
Yeah. So
my personal opinion. Again, I don't watch these types of channels.
So Angered Beast reviewer, I would say that there's some text in there I don't want to look at.
I saw that too.
Yeah, we just quickly try and move on from that. I think you're definitely thinking about the branding and like how to create a visually stimulating channel. But I think we could have just stopped there, Dan, when you said, like in the first couple of sentences, I'm seeing chaos. And I think that's all a new viewer is seeing is chaos. It's like, what is going on here? I think there's too much going on here. I'm going to maybe look at another channel, which is going to tell me exactly what I want to know about a certain horror film that I want to get a review on. That's a difficult one because I feel as if we talk a lot about making your thumbnails better and like that's so important, and then we get to this one where it's like, whoa, there's just they're too good in a strange way. I'd love Jeremy to take a look at this channel. He'd have a lot of things to add. All right, and I think that is the last of the pre-selected channels that we are going to audit today. So with that being said, we are now going to start doing some random channel reviews. And how this works is that, let me just cross off a couple of these channels, is for all of the people who submit their channels, we randomly select one. Dan and I have not seen these channels beforehand, so we don't know what we're getting. We've had 280 submissions already, which is fantastic. And how we're going to select it today is the fish of randomness. So what I'm going to do is putting a number here, so to make sure that all 280 channels are potentially selected. I click the button here. And we pick out channel number 232. We have definitely not looked at this one today. And then we get the channel URL and we stick it in. And this is our first impressions of this channel, which is Just PewDiePie Gamers Gaming Channel. And we often do get a lot of gaming channels at this time of the stream. And let's have a look at this one, which has over 1,000 subscribers, so congratulations on that. You've been going on for a month only, which is brilliant to get over 1,000 subscribers already. One little suspicious thing I will say is, how have you got over 1,000 subscribers and not a single video has got over 1,000 views? That does make me question, have you deleted a lot of videos, or is there a bit of something going on here which is a little unusual? Having said that, the views on your current videos are fairly consistent. Another question I would ask is, what's PewDiePie got to do with this channel? Because it looks to be about Brawl Stars mostly, and a bit of Minecraft. So there's some things to consider there. But I would say, Dan, for a channel that's been around for a month, a lot of gaming channels would kill for this type of community engagement and subscriber count already, wouldn't they?
Yeah, for sure. Let's see, gaming and other
July
videos
as well, so a newish channel.
Huh. I do have one thing, and I kind of hesitate to say this, but I kind of feel like it needs to be said.
Do it.
I don't think you should use another person's name as your name, and by that I mean,
great point.
I wouldn't use PewDiePie's name in particular, not just because it's someone else's name, but because it's that person's name. It's that you're kind of diving into competition you don't need. I don't think it's helping. I think stuff like that is, I don't know. I don't want to say anything like too mean. I just don't think that's the right call.
It doesn't look as if it's a channel that follows PewDiePie on YouTube, does it? It's not like a celebrity channel following him. You are right in that, like from our very basic understanding of his channel, they're just maybe using a popular name to try and promote their own content. We could be wrong within the content, but PewDiePie, I don't think has ever looked at Brawl Stars as a game, for example, and he's not necessarily a gaming channel strictly, I mean, I know he's done a lot of Minecraft recently. So I think, yeah, you are right in that the channel's going to have to lead by themselves at some point. So maybe a bit of a channel rebrand is done there. But I think, yeah, generally speaking, I'm really impressed with the number of views you're getting. You've done some Brawl Stars stuff. That seems to be doing well. But now you've done some Minecraft stuff. This is one of these strange channels where you're like doing game topic jumping and the views continue to come in. So, and you're getting a lot of engagement as well. So there's something going on here. I'm not sure what. It looks to be good stuff. I just hope it's all legitimate and good for your channel. And keep it up, I would say. But maybe just do a bit of a channel rebrand. Let's move on to the next channel then. And we'll get the fish back in the pond. And this time it's going to be 213. And this channel is another gaming channel. It's going to be Figa. And what do we have here? 2,000 subscribers for this channel. And it is funny, epic, great, awesome Figa, the most hyped. All right, so there's definitely I see, when I looked at the channel banner, I thought this was definitely going to be a gaming channel. Oh, it does have some gaming in here, so it has Fortnite stuff. But you last played Outlast 2 and things, and I think I'm liking the thumbnails where you're in every thumbnail and you sort of have a reaction to a lot of stuff going on. So this is almost like the anti just PewDiePie Gamers channel, isn't it? Where this channel is definitely leading with themselves in the content and how they're reacting to things, which I think is brilliant to see. Dan, what are your general thoughts on personality-driven gaming channels? I guess I might describe this one as.
Yeah, well, I think gaming channels are supposed to be that way as I see them. The gaming channels I follow, I can't even tell you the last 2 games they played. I'm more focused on the person kind of behind, the footage, and I always become a fan of the person I'm watching. So it's always awesome to see people kind of leading with that. As for this channel, I'm seeing very consistent views between 1 and 200 every time. Yeah, which is cool. I think with that said, one thing I would change off the bat, like some of those stream highlight videos did pretty good. And it looks like you cut them down. Streams are typically pretty long, so it looks like you actually spend time editing them into highlight videos, which is awesome. I would say that there's an opportunity there to make that its own video by not calling it stream highlight 1, 2, or 3, but talking about take the most surprising thing that happened out of all of your highlights from that stream and lead with that. Make that the video. And you can always open with, these are my stream highlights from the other day. But, it can still be a stream highlight video without that thumbnail saying straight up like, hey, you're going to see a highlight reel of something that happened already. Does that make sense?
It's usually,
any sense?
I think of this, I always think of this back to the Epic Fail channel, whereby they usually highlight one thing that's gone on, or like the genre of fails that are going on. And it's like, I guess in Fortnite, it might be like the sweetest headshot you'll ever see Fortnite montages, or something along those lines, or like a funny glitch where the body is separated from the head. Like at the moment, I am getting a lot of pleasure out of WWE 2K glitches. I cannot stop laughing just uncontrollably whenever I see any of those videos on YouTube. But yeah, you're right. Like just highlighting something, it's like, yeah, I know it's a highlights, but you tell me as a viewer what is one of the highlights in there to get me clicking.
Give me the highlightiest highlight.
The highlight is highlights. There we go. I think also one thing that the creator may need to think about, and I see it look as if they're starting to like experiment with this a little bit, is that you're in a very competitive space here, mostly Fortnite. How are you going to differentiate yourself from that audience? And is it going to be highlights? Is it going to be becoming the best at something, or focusing on a particular mod or something that happens? And because I feel as if maybe your channel is going to just continue to grow slowly and gradually, to maybe get a bit of a breakout, you're going to have to experiment a little bit with videos that maybe that challenge the status quo of Fortnite, something that an audience can't get anywhere else. And that's what you may need to start thinking about going into 2020. But 2,000 subscribers, awesome to see. Healthy community. Keep it up, Fager, in 2020.
Can I point one more thing out?
Yes, you can, Dan.
I only just noticed this. The video on the far left, top left, I got the flow. It would seem that did a little bit better than some of the other stuff, and it's an official lyric video.
And it has nothing to do about games.
Right. You may want to do some more of that and see how it stacks up against your gaming content, because you might find an entire channel pivot.
Absolutely, yeah.
If that's something you're interested in doing, it did kind of good.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. Yeah, I think people are starting leaning more on the creator rather than perhaps the game content at this point, which is awesome. That's definitely what you want as a channel. Let's move on to the next one, which is going to be 160 this time. And then I think after this we'll get to another random tweet channel. Whoops, we don't want to go to Facebook. There's nothing interesting on my Facebook page. Harvey Long, 150 subscribers. A day without laughter is a day wasted. That looks like a Banksy mural there. How does that relate to your channel? I'm seeing some politics.
I'm seeing some politics.
I'm seeing some verses. Some interesting versus politics going on here.
Interesting.
And then it looks as if it's American politics weighted, and I can't quite tell because you've got some stuff about your channel being dead and YouTube laws, and then this mural. Okay, so here's I
make videos.
Yeah, this is where we, as a viewer, this is where we start to struggle about understanding what your channel is. The channel banner doesn't seem to relate to your content. The channel icon doesn't seem to relate to the content. The channel name doesn't seem to relate to the icon, the content. The thumbnails seem to suggest a lot of political stuff. Absolutely fine, nothing wrong with that if you want to go down that route. And I think it was an interesting versus strategy that you were. Hang on, where have we gone? I thought it was. Let me check. I seem to have lost my train of thought here. I thought it was. Yeah, so there are some versus style political things going on, which I think is absolutely fine. And if you're going to be following the US presidential election for the next month, I think that's absolutely fine. And you seem to be gaining like a bit of momentum here with these videos here, which was absolutely fine with your 150 subscribers. So yeah, I think you should continue going down this route of like comparing politicians to each other and how that works. I think there's a potentially strong audience coming from you, from the small subscriber base you've got. When you look at your upload schedule, when you do like a community video, that didn't do as well. Your opinions on Donald Trump, that didn't do quite as well as this other stuff. So I think there's maybe a trend there for your stuff. Where would you go with this one, Dan?
Yeah, I think we're trying a lot of things, and we haven't settled on a style of video that we want to kind of stick to.
Yeah, a little bit.
It looks like the versus stuff is definitely leading that charge. I would maybe lean into that a little bit more and try to do something. Okay, so Hillary Clinton versus Mitt Romney. The title itself is, probably doing okay for you in terms of just coming up in search, but that thumbnail, in all of them, you could stand to put a big boom versus stamp between the two. Yeah. Something that's going to draw my eye, like, here's two politicians in the thumbnail versus. You can already, without even reading the title, you kind of know what you're getting into. So I would put some work into thumbnails, and you'll probably see some extra clicks there.
And maybe it's worth looking at candidates who are in the news now, because this Hillary Clinton versus Mitt Romney, like from 2008, are people following that right now? I'm not so sure.
There's a lot of candidates to choose from right now, so you
especially in the Democrats side. Well,
right.
Briefly explain to me, Dan, how American politics works, if you have any knowledge. So nobody could technically challenge Donald Trump to be the candidate for the Republicans. The incumbent president remains that way unless they decide to bow out. Is that correct?
I've heard that there are people in his party attempting to challenge him, but I don't know how that works. I'm not super into politics in general, but That I have heard, and I don't know how that works. I guess the entire party would have to get behind that person.
Yeah.
And I don't know if there would be then debates between Donald Trump and the other Republican, and then there'd be like a whole nother primary on that side. That I don't know at all. But I can say that with as many Democratic candidates as there are, we could be seeing versus, Pete Buttigieg versus Elizabeth Warren, or, you can kind of lean into take any Democratic candidate and put them against another one, and you're going to get more search because these people are coming up in search terms right now, as opposed to Hillary Clinton and Mitt Romney.
You're listening to the US Decides 2020 here on the vidIQ live stream. Next week, we'll be talking about whether Oprah Winfrey is going to join the race. Let's move on to 74. Let's see what channel we have at this time. It is a gaming channel. We've got another gaming channel that we're going to look at here. And then after this one, I promise we will do a Twitter channel.
If you guys want
Twitter submitted channel. Starcast, over 1,000
Starcast.
subscribers for you. What is
I
your
like
channel
where these
about?
are going.
All right. Tell me why, Dan. Tell me why.
Color. Just you're hitting me in the face with tons of color. That said, the text is not what I'm looking at all, even though that's like the majority of the color. It's kind of weird. Like my eyes are just going cross. Like I'm not reading what these videos are saying, but they did draw my eye.
Yep.
Right out of the gate.
So with the color, what games have I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to take off my hat. It's been crushing my head and my headphones for the last hour, and I'm done with it. I'm officially done with Christmas. So yeah, what games are we looking at here? Minecraft, Hypixel.
A lot of Minecraft.
I guess that Hypixel is some sort of Minecraft mod.
Hypixel is a Minecraft server community.
Okay.
Kind of. It's a lot of things, but it's Minecraft.
So yeah, it looks to be generally Minecrafty stuff, which is
Breath of the
fine.
Wild.
Here's another good example, Dan. I think you've said this before. Looking at mods, introducing stuff to the community which they may not be able to get anywhere. And this is a fantastic title, How to Install Mods on a Mac 2020 Complete Guide. I think you've just jumped into a trend, something that people are going to be maybe searching for in the next couple of months. That is a brilliant way of doing things. So if you can do more mod installations, maybe you want to go a bit more specific, how to install a specific mod on Minecraft on a Mac or whatever. You might want to go down that route a little bit more. It's a good example of what works on your channel.
You could, and this is only because I'm pretty familiar with Minecraft, so this is a little more detail than I can give other channels. But when it comes to Minecraft, you could say how to install blank mod pack on a Mac, and what you're doing is you're helping your video get suggested next to videos about that mod pack, because now you're helping the people who are watching content about that mod pack install it, and they can play it themselves.
Yeah. So we're liking the thumbnail colourful design. We're liking certain strategies on here. I think you may have to think a little bit about when you shouldn't be making videos. For example, it looks as if you're making a video here on the new Zelda game on the Switch, but it's like a one video that is just plonked in there amongst many other different types of videos. So again, it's like, what does your audience want to watch from you? If they suddenly see something about a game they're not playing on or they don't have access to, that is always a switch off, and they'll wait for something they want to see, or they'll find content elsewhere. So that's definitely something to keep an eye on. And I think I guess as a gaming channel, what do you want to achieve? It looks as if you're, from the channel banner, it looks as if it's Nintendo stuff, but then the videos themselves talk about Macs and talk about Minecraft. So there's a lot of potential target audiences that you're just maybe brushing one stroke over and then going somewhere else. I think in the new year, focus down a little bit. And I think one more thing we need to do is, given that you have 1,000 subscribers, that always makes me wonder, is there one or two videos that drove all those subscribers to you? There we are, Dan. I think this just explains everything, doesn't it? There we go. Yep. You need to work out how to turn your channel into this type of content. How to install mods, not just once a year. How you can turn that into a long series of videos. So definitely do check out that. Let's now have a look at... Go ahead.
Sorry, there's always that one more thing I have, and I feel like you want to move on.
One more thing.
Wait, I thought of something. So really sorry about that. There's one more thing. I noticed as the more recent thumbnails, there were a lot of hand-drawn thumbnails. And when it comes to hand-drawn thumbnails, I think there's a lot of visual appeal there, but they don't say Minecraft. The thumbnails themselves, they literally say Minecraft, but they don't say Minecraft. You could kind of experiment with hand drawing, since you're doing that anyway, some more Minecrafty type things, so people don't have to guess what it is until they read the title.
I see. Yep.
That's just a very specific suggestion for this channel. I love seeing hand-drawn thumbnails. It takes a lot of work, but it takes, if you're not kind of recreating the aesthetic of the game, you're not telling people with the thumbnail what it is they're about to watch.
There you go. Hand-drawn thumbnails that have more essence of the game you're talking about. Good advice there from Dan. All right, a couple of things a couple of bits of housekeeping here. Thanks to Matt Gabri Selassie, I hope I pronounced your name right, for the $4.99 super chats. And these are the super chats I like because it's not asking for a review or anything. They're just saying, thanks to vidIQ team for all of the value and channel reviews you've given to all of us. Happy holidays. We really do appreciate it. Thank you very much there, Matt. And we are currently on 250 concurrent views, so let's see if we can just push that up a little bit more. We're going to go for a little bit longer here, and we're now going to choose another channel from the channel audit. So let me just refresh the screen, and hopefully now we should be able to see how many people have used hashtag channel audits in the last hour or so, and it's all of these channels. So thank you very much everybody for sharing out the live stream on Christmas Eve, and we're going to choose one more channel from this list, Dan. So again, I will leave it up to you to tell me when to stop. Oh well, hang on now, Vivek Lufarian, just one thing, don't spam us, because I've noticed that, so we're not going to pick your channel because you've spammed it. Once please, people sharing our stream. Go ahead, Dan, tell me when to stop.
Stop.
And we are stopping on Kenneth Rodriguez here. This channel is a gaming channel. You see, when I saw the channel banner that said "Stay Positive" on Twitter, I thought it was going to be something completely different.
I thought it was a travel channel.
Yep, and now it's a Roblox channel. Am I pronouncing that right? By the way, is it Roblox?
That's the best guess I've ever heard.
The best wrong guess you've ever heard.
I think it's either Roblox or Roblox.
Roblox. I think I was
doing
it in a French accent last week, wasn't I? All right, Roblox channel. It looks to be here. I don't know. I feel as if I kind of audited this channel this type of channel 100 times in the last month. So, Dan, is there anything you can add here? Don't wish to be mean about this. It's just it seems very much like very similar to so many channels we've looked at before, where it's like text. Do you want text? You're covering one channel, covering one game, which is fantastic to see, but the view counts can be a little bit sporadic. We've got 12 views here, one with 60 views here. Maybe the Bloxburg Cafe is, I don't know, a particular scene in the game. You could focus on that a little bit. Yeah, I'm struggling a little bit, Dan, so save me.
Bouncing between Minecraft and Roblox. And
I didn't even notice that. Yeah, good point.
Yeah, it's going back and forth. And my thing always is, try and pick one game and at least stick to it for a time, if not indefinitely. So that would be my first bit of advice, as usual. A little more work in the thumbnails. However, some of the newer ones I'm seeing are winning some points because we have a character from the game front and center. We could even make those even bigger. The text is easy to read. So it seems like maybe you've been hearing some of our advice and you're starting to apply it, which is good. But yeah, it looks like you even tried to get some views there from talking about FTC and COPA. So that's good. But yeah, a lot of the same general tips we give people is, make sure your thumbnail is very visually appealing, very clickable. Games make it easy because there's a lot of color. Make sure you take that into your favorite photo editing program. Boost the saturation, make it nice, make it pop. Titles, let's see here. How to always win in Murder Mystery 2. It seems like you're kind of hitting some decent titles there.
Sometimes I just look at one like this, how to always win big in paintball, tips and tricks. Just think about how YouTube, from a non-human perspective, is going to treat that video. Is it going to know straight away. It might do because it does analyze the thumbnails, and it might be able to work out if it is Roblox from there. But maybe it might miscategorize a video like that. So I think you've got to have some consistency in your titles to tell YouTube as clearly as possible from a search perspective what the video is about. So and like another one here, making a village breeder in Hanlon SMP. I assume that's Minecraft, but
what that is that's the name of someone's community or server, and that's my best guess anyway. So that I've seen people do that a lot, especially Minecraft channels that are kind of just getting their start. There's no real need to do that. Make a village breeder, maybe mention in the video itself, I'm on the blah 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 server, but really take advantage of how to make a village breeder in Minecraft. That is content that I myself have searched for because I've needed to make village breeding facilities in my own Minecraft world. So you're kind of missing my search because you put this SMP server that I'm not really going to look for ever. So that would be, and how to always win big in paintball, how to always win big in Roblox paintball. Even though it doesn't really roll off the tongue, YouTube is going to see that and go, oh, Roblox, okay, put it where it needs to go.
Oh, I like the sound effect there, Dan. Nicely done. I think as a broader point, that is a good point, that sometimes you have to consider what is the best title for. You got to get into the mind of the average viewer's head, because you may not be able to reach them just by making a video. You've got to help YouTube. YouTube is the middleman. They're taking the creator's content and they're connecting it with the right viewer. And the messaging for YouTube has sometimes got to be there so that YouTube understands that this is about Roblox. It's about a paintball game in Roblox. Who is searching for that? And you've got to think as a viewer. You've got to think as a creator, what is a viewer likely to be searching for? You've got to get into their head and think, if I was going to find my video, how would I search for it? Are many people searching for that? Maybe not. Maybe I need to redo the title and so on. That is a challenge. That is a technique that takes a long time to understand how it's going to work. But yeah, I think connecting the thumbnails and the titles is really going to help your channel, Kenneth. And yeah, change that.
Yes. Make your channel to YouTube. Make it a Roblox channel. Make YouTube know that that's what you are, or a Minecraft channel, whichever one you prefer. But you're not helping us with that image because it looks like a channel, a travel channel.
Yeah.
So put yourself front and center there as the type of channel you're going for.
And for the second time, folks, be confident in your channel about section, unless you're specifically saying something to be like in a funny way, or you know exactly why you're saying this. Tell people, welcome to my channel where I make awesome content that is going to help you in this way. Be confident. Sell yourself in your YouTube channel. Right, where are we? Whew, I got a little lost there in what we were talking about. We are looking at another channel now, which is going to be 255. I'm just checking what time it is. Okay, there we are. We've got another 15 minutes, I would say. You're good. You're still good to go, Dan? Everything good on your end?
Yeah.
Yep, cool. Yeah. Okay, let's go on with another channel, which is a Ninja Dog.
It must be about football and the Patriots.
It must be about the New England Patriots, right? Surely. No, it's about Wii Sports Bowling, and it's about BO4 online, Battlefield Online 4, I assume. Wii Sports Golf, that type of thing. So it looks to me, have you just bought a Nintendo Wii? Is my guess, maybe. I'm not sure.
It was a good console. It was fun.
It was. I do remember that. I remember getting Wii Sports Bowling and playing that all Christmas
my whole family.
And then Nintendo didn't release any games for about 6 months, so I sold it. I do remember doing that as well. Until Mario Odyssey came out. I'm going off topic here. We should be talking about the channel. Right.
Look, the channel's off topic. That's what it does to us.
You're right. That's it. You've nailed it. So we're thinking it's about New England Patriots. We're thinking it's maybe about a Ninja Dog. And now we're getting videos about Wii Sports. And there's a lot of videos as well. A lot of videos. So here's a couple of things I would suggest to the channel. I would say cut down your video content by about at least 50%. Instead of making videos, spend that time creating thumbnails. For example, a BOF online with a blank screen tells me nothing about what's going to be happening in this video, and I want to know more about that. Think about your titling structure, because it looks to me as if your titles are file names, in that I'm going to call this Madden 20 Ultimate Team EP 28. That might be helpful for you when you're filing it into your computer, but how does it help your audience know what's going on? Like, do I need to watch the previous 27 episodes of Madden 20 Ultimate Team to know what's happening here? Or can you save it in this match? It was the Patriots versus the Kansas City Chiefs, and I won with an amazing last-minute touchdown. I would be more interested in watching that versus what I can see here. So it's clear that you have a passion for creating videos, but the passion is a little bit misplaced at the moment. There needs to be more thought and strategy that goes into the YouTube channel itself. Sorry, Dan, what were you going to say?
I was going to say, when it comes to football too, something you could be doing, because we're getting close to the playoffs, is you could be taking hypothetical teams and pitting them against each other. I've seen that done a lot. That alone will be its own saturated market, but it'll give your channel a lot more focus. A lot of Wii Sports content.
Yeah,
and wow, some of it got good views.
Yeah, this was from a couple of years ago as well. So I guess maybe another thing to maybe think about is, are people still following Wii stuff? I know that, I mean, do you have a Nintendo Switch? That's might be naturally where you gravitate towards. It's one of those, I think, Dan, you said it earlier, where you play a game to death and then you're bored, you need to move on to something else. Maybe this channel needs to think about doing that. Who has a Wii Sport, a Wii console now, playing these games? I'm just not too sure.
Yeah.
Wow, look at the amount of content here.
There's a lot of Madden sprinkled in there too, and there's a lot of episodes. And when it comes to episode numbers, this is just general advice. This is something I did when I started my channel. I did it for years, and it was great for my consistent audience. They were engaged. They were able to figure out what part of the Let's Play they were on last to now. But it's every video, I always say this, is a chance to be discovered by somebody new.
Absolutely, yeah.
Try to draw new people in always. YouTube is there for you to try and find a new audience, as well as engage with your original one. So if you're going to do episodic content, make sure that you're sprinkling in those videos to help you get discovered, knowing that episodic content's not going to be found in search by new people, just plain and simple.
I might be wrong about this, Dan, but this channel feels as if it's somebody who's pressing the share button or the stream from my console function, whereby it makes it a lot more difficult to add thumbnails and like tinker with the titles and things. So then it turns into like content dumping almost. So I think that's perhaps where the video creator needs to add that layer of YouTube optimization, working on the titles a little bit more, maybe editing out things a little bit here and there. I may be wrong about this, but I kind of sense that's what's happening when you see these non-custom thumbnails, very functional titles. That's where my instinct goes to.
I think you're absolutely right. Some of these Madden videos especially are as long as an actual football game, and it's probably that. I would go into YouTube's editor if you don't have another editing option, since it's being automatically uploaded to YouTube, we assume. I would go in there and take the time to kind of cut it down to a highlight reel and get yourself some, spend some time on some thumbnails, because it is very, PlayStation and these consoles now make it really easy to upload, but they don't make it easy to edit. And because
you don't have a mouse and a keyboard. Yeah. So I guess you could upload
trying with tools. You
could upload unlisted or private, and then go into a desktop, and then just add the sprinkle, as you said, Dan, that it needs to be more appealing to the audience. And I guess that would include a new channel banner and perhaps retweaking of a name as well, or at least a channel avatar, so that it doesn't just look like an assassin canine.
Or make pet videos.
Or make pet videos, yeah. That would be somewhat of a channel pivot, I would say.
Slight pivot.
Slight pivot. All right, I need to adjust my numbers here because we now have 300 submissions. So we're on 201. So I'm just going to make sure that's now up to 300. I'm going to guess at 5 that we have.
312.
312. Thank you. All right, I'll go 350. Oh, I press on. No, trying to inspect the page now. Oh no, my buttons have stopped working. There we go. Let's go up to 315 just in case anyone else submits. Next channel is... What do we got here? Mid subs. All right. Looks as if it might be some sort of YouTube subscriber rate type of channel or YouTube.
So more videos.
More videos, yeah, of course. A good piece of advice that people suggest is when you start your YouTube channel, actually launch. Have about 3 or 4 videos ready to go, and then maybe launch all of them at the same time, which I'm not a big fan of, or launch them all like one day after each other. So at least when somebody visits your channel as a newcomer and your channel's still relatively new, you've got like 5 pieces of content that people can immediately see from you. So maybe, yeah, I agree, Dan, get some more content out there. Having said that, for a brand new channel, they've nearly got 10 subscribers and they've got a video that's got over 10 views. Those are already little milestones that you've already broken with your first video. Obviously, we don't have much to go on here. If it is about following YouTuber tips, tricks, and advice, then look at vidIQ and all of the other channels that give you advice and like say, how can I offer advice that maybe is a little bit different or a little bit new? I think the challenge is going to be that you don't necessarily have the social proof that you've grown your channel. So why should I pay attention to your channel? This is how some creators do this. They say, they chart their journey. So you can tell your audience, how did I get my first 10 subscribers? How to get your first video over 50 views. And then people, small channels can almost follow the journey with you. I think that's the best way you could do it if you're a growth channel. The about section doesn't have anything either. So yeah, you need to work on that a little bit as well. But within 5 hours, you've got 10 subscribers and you've got 12 views. So I think that is something to celebrate on Christmas Eve. Dan, is there anything you could possibly add to that brief insight into mid-subs?
Yeah. Well, what's their most viewed video?
Let me sort by most viewed. Let's take a look. It is 3 tips on how to grow your channel fast in 2019.
It has 20 views now.
Whoa, what happened there? How
did we do that? Everyone's clicking on it now.
Awesome. And you've got 10 subscribers as well. Boom. Congratulations. Maybe that's what you need to do. Appear on our channel audits. I think I would also mention as well is that this video is only going to be relevant for another week. So you might want to change that to 2020 pretty quickly. But hey, like at this rate, you're going to have 100,000 subscribers by the middle of January, given how fast you're growing. So just help.
You should be giving us advice.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, you've got 11 subscribers now. Wow. All right, we're going to do a live stream of following the subscriber count on this channel straight after this vidIQ live stream, so do keep an eye on it. All right, let's choose another channel, and this time we are looking at 55. What have we got here? Oh, wrestling channel.
Oh boy.
We're in my wheelhouse now, folks. Settle in.
I will take a break.
Settle in. Here we go. We've already on this channel, so I will quickly just summarize why this channel might be doing good or bad. I think, Dan, I'll let you lead with the thumbnails because I think that is something you can talk about without any knowledge of wrestling.
Yeah, I like them.
All right, thanks, Dan. Okay, so squared circle cycle babble. I think, yeah, the thumbnails are fantastic. They're bright, they're colourful. We talk about the simplicity of thumbnails, that you have a character, a colourful background, and then some text. But the interesting thing here is that if you're going to use text, then maybe engage the viewer. And a lot of these thumbnails with text in ask a question. Who is the best? Who won? Can't we all just get along? Was this the tie?
That's interesting.
I think that's all good. You're already engaging the viewer at the very beginning. It looks as if your channel is focused on, I'd say, AEW and NXT. So there's a big war going on right now, Dan, between 2 different wrestling. There's a WWE, which is, of course, a massive WWF been leading wrestling for years and years, and then there's this other company that's trying to muscle in, but for whatever reason they've decided to show the two wrestling programs at exactly the same time, so it becomes like almost like a TV war. And I think that's where there's an interesting conversation going on. They did this back in the late 90s as well between WCW and WWF. Wow, this is getting really nerdy right now, but WWF won that one, of course. For the channel size, 7,500 subscribers, I think you're doing relatively well with the view counts. You are straying away from maybe the biggest topic, which is WWE. It looks as if you used to do stuff on WWE a little bit, or did you? Yes, and so some predictions on pay-per-views. So you've decided to pivot to all elite wrestling, I think. Nothing necessarily wrong with that. Is it going to maintain its strength throughout 2020? I guess so. You're going to need to make sure that content is still hot. Yeah, and I can notice when you talk about AEW specifically versus best wrestling matches, see that one got only 600 views versus anything that includes AEW in a title is always getting more than 1,000 views. Generally speaking, that seems to be what I'm noticing here. So just keep that up. I don't really know what else to advise other than you're staying on topic with all of the latest stuff that's going on. Maybe focusing on the pay-per-views when they are out, because he didn't look at TLC. Dan's probably thinking, like, what the hell is he talking about right now with all of these different references? Yeah, it's all going over his head. But yeah, maybe you need to sometimes go back to the popular news stories just to see if you can break into them. Thumbnail-wise, though, excellent stuff. Video length seems really long. Maybe you just need one of those videos to pop that's going to do really well for your content. Keep it up, I would say. We'll move on to 31. We may have already looked at this channel because we tend to look at these channels early on. We haven't. It's a gaming channel, it looks like here. So I think Dan's expertise is hopefully going to come back into throw here. All right, Brains.io seems to be the game of question. 2,500 subscribers, which is fantastic.
Yes.
Wow, some huge view counts here. 15,000.
85,000.
Brilliant stuff.
How have I not heard of this game?
This was I think this is one of the first copycat Fortnite formulas whereby they stick 100 players in this really simplistic shooting game, and it's like the last one to survive. That's basically what I know about it. But yeah, I'm just going to give this one the confetti of joy already because they seem to be crushing it in this topic. Brilliant. Here's something that seems to be very simple from my point of view. Whenever your title starts with brains.io, you get far more views. And it's such a simple thing to spot, but look at this one here, which doesn't start with brains.io, and it only gets 1,000 views, yet all of these ones get at least 5,000 views.
I think what this channel did is they became an authority on that.
Which is fine. Brilliant.
Which is great. YouTube is recommending you now. As long as you put that in the title, I think you're good.
I would agree. I think all of your videos, I know this sounds crazy, but when I was making videos on a particular topic, which was how to record your iPhone screen or how to record your iOS screen, every single video started with that title. Or when we were doing PewDiePie versus T-Series stuff, every single video started with that title. So if you're just locking down exactly what your content is about every time and telling YouTube, it makes it really simple for YouTube to say, well, this video that started with this title worked really well for this audience before. I'm just going to do it again. And he's done the same thing. We'll just serve it up to the same audience. And it's working. I don't know what to suggest here other than keep doing it. I mean, for a channel which has 2,500 subscribers, and you're
Call to action.
Yeah, get people to subscribe a bit more, I guess might be the answer there. They've been going around for 6 months.
You got so many views. It's crazy that the subscriber count is as low as it is.
Yeah, good point. So yeah, just calls to action. Maybe do a call to action in the first 30 seconds, telling people to subscribe, then another one towards the end of the video. But other than that, congratulations, Christy123. Yeah. Well done on that channel. And I think that does bring to an end the channel audits for... Oh, my sound effect's not working. All right, hang on just a sec. There we go. Jingle Bells has finally come back onto my audio. Let me just press that button. That brings Dan back on screen. There you are, Dan. That brings to an end the final channel audit of this year. I don't think.
No.
I said this last week. I said,
Decade.
I don't know if we're going to be doing Christmas. I don't know if we're going to be doing New Year. And then here we are on Christmas Eve doing channel audits. But I'm not going to guarantee, folks, that we will be back on New Year's Eve. That is a bit of a stretch. We might be back on the Monday, which would be the 30th of January. We'll see. But it's been an honour and a privilege, all of you joining us for the channel audits this year. Dan, especially in the last couple of weeks, you've been really helpful, adding a gaming slant to our audits, and keep an eye out perhaps in the new year for a special video that we're cooking up on gaming. So do stick around for that. And yeah, I mean, it's the end of the year, it's Christmas. I don't know what to say other than, folks, have a fantastic Christmas, happy Hanukkah. Whatever holidays you're celebrating, even if you're not celebrating a holiday, just have some time off to relax and recharge. And yeah, Merry Christmas.
It's the end of the decade.
It is, it's the end of a decade, wow.
This is the last channel audit potentially of the entire decade.
You are so right, and that was Christy123 who was doing really well with his channel, or her channel. I feel as if I've run out of words to say, to be honest, folks. So let's start reading out some of your shout-outs here for the final audits potentially this year in this decade. Not Sandhorse School, Vanilla Storm Gaming, The Ice Dude, Rogue Scholar, Movie Central. You said hi. Unfortunately, I think we're saying bye right now. So have you just joined right at the very end? I do hope you haven't. Fire Familiar, you're saying don't go, but unfortunately we do have other things to do with our time. Dan, do you want to say a couple before it gets really crazy in the chat here?
Let's see. I see Spook Gaming, Jay Modar, Mediterranean Mapping, Dumbest Videos. Come on, have some confidence. Let's see. Fire Familia, YEJ Productions. There's Dumbest Videos again. Skull Gamer, a Round Thing, iPuggy.
It's going really fast now.
It's going too fast. Skull Gamer again. It's the same. I already said bye to you. Stop it, Skull Gamer. Why do I keep seeing that one?
You can put him in timeout, Dan, if you want him to stop saying Merry Christmas. But that would be a bit harsh.
Their name. I can't click their name fast enough to do it. They've eluded me. Voltage Tutorials, Royal Legend, Dumbest Videos again.
All right, folks. If you can, moderators, if you can find what was the channel called again? The Dumbest.
There are so many are doing it. That's just an all caps one. I don't want to call them out.
I was going to say, moderators, can you put that channel in timeout for 1 second? We would really appreciate that. Thank you to Pordy. Sorry, your name's gone. Fat Squash Games, Spartan Joystick, A Round Thing. You are accepted. Jelly 15, Beauty with Tea, Confidently Zay, KJ Crazy. Can you tell we are tired? We're a little burnt out here after 52 weeks of channel audits and 2 hours on the clock. So I will say the usual pleasantries. Folks, time is the most important currency in the world, at least in my opinion, and you've spent some of that time with us on Christmas Eve getting YouTube advice. We thank you very much for spending that time with us. We hope you repaid you with some value. Always think of how you're going to pay your audience with a value that you have to offer, whether it's to educate or entertain them. Make sure that you do it to the best of your abilities. Moderators, you have been awesome as always, and it's now time for us to wave awkwardly and say, Dan, thank you very much for for joining us today. We hope we can see you again in the new year. Enjoy the rest of your video making day, and happy holidays. Bye.